Andrew, thank you for coming on. I thought we would just do a quick interview. You've made some really awesome improvements in your health, and you've come a long way on this journey. I just wanted to get your insight of what you did and kind of how you did it. So, for everybody else, so they can know, what have you done so far? So we can kind of talk about maybe some weight loss or some of the other benefits that you've been able to achieve so far with your health.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been down about 80 pounds or so. It's fluctuated a little here and there. Started at about let's see, early 2022. A lot of that started because of current health. I'll be honest, as far as working out and getting healthy, it's something I want to do, but it was also something I did not want to do. Nobody, at least I don't know, somebody in my position didn't want to just wake up and be like, I'm going to go walk 5 miles today, or I'm going to sweat my ass off. But um, it came to a point like with my physicians and just feeling really sick and having to deal with high blood pressure that I was given an ultimatum by my physician saying, well, you have 3 months to fix this, or I was going to be started on medication to help correct some of those things that I could correct myself through better eating, exercise, and whatnot. And that was probably the biggest push that got me to go. And I know I've talked about wanting to better myself for a long time. Um, and sometimes people just have to hit rock bottom. And that's where I kind of was, being hooked up to an EKG, sitting at my doctor's office, being sicker than I had ever felt in my life. Uh, I knew I needed to make a change to be able to, I guess, make it further down the road, if you will. So with that, it started with, having a program set up where, incorporating better eating, watching and logging what I was intaking, because it was so easy to just kind of munch here and there and just eat throughout the day and not really have an idea of what I was putting into my body. And having a log that showed, holy crap, I went over my calorie allotment by like 2 times this day. That it
Right.
was an eye opener for me to understand what I was doing wasn't sustainable, or if I kept on that path, I would just continue to balloon out further than where I was. Um,
So just to cover back over, make sure I understood what you said. So you said you started up around like almost 400 pounds, right? 390-ish, 280. And
right.
now you're currently right around 300. So you're down about 80, 90 pounds. Um, that all came because of an ultimatum by a doctor. So that was kind of the motivating factor, was the doctor said, hey, you got to fix this or it's going to be kind of long-term health issues. And
Yep.
so as far as you start talking about food, so the big thing for you was you started tracking your food. What strategies did you apply? Were you looking at food timing? Were you looking at macros? What were the things that you felt worked the best for you?
So it was a little bit of both. I felt like my evenings were full of a lot of snacking. I having a remote job, I seemed to be pretty busy earlier on in the day, and I would then kind of end my day with, I'm not sure if you say you treat yourself, but um, I guess part of that's just not paying attention, and then just the only free time I had was in the evening, and that's when I kind of took most of my calories in. So the approach I took was both having kind of a set of macros, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and then timing those out better in my day, kind of more or less front loading my carbs, morning and lunch, for breakfast and lunch, and then having more of the fats and proteins for dinner, but really focusing on nutrient dense type foods, a lot more veggies in my meals, pairing those with whatever proteins I seem to like. um, what I found with that was actually really, really helpful with front loading my carbs in the day is that it helped me fall asleep a lot better in the evenings, and I'd have more
Oh,
rest.
good.
Um, Still had a lot of energy to do what I needed to throughout the day, having those carbs for breakfast and lunch. But it helped me reset and I guess, wind down for the evening, which was something I feel after I had started that was something I was missing largely for years. is not feeling like I was
Was good sleep quality.
good sleep. Yeah, feeling like I needed to go to sleep. I'm a night owl in my nature, but um, having that shift really actually helped me kind of focus and reset the clock on when I'd go to bed and versus when I'd wake up and how rested I actually felt.
Right. So it seems like you got benefits kind of across the board because you improved your blood pressure. It sounds like you got better sleep quality. Everything kind of came better. And it's interesting that you said that actually started a little bit more with the nutrition side, that was what set your schedule for the day. As far as exercise go, did you take on an exercise regime during this? Were you weightlifting? Were you doing cardio? What did that look like?
It was a little bit of both. I had a program set that, I guess starting off not having anything, a lot of the exercises were based off of, body weight or just repetitive motion, just keeping myself going, incorporating, 10,000 steps a day whenever I could. If I can get over that, that was even better. But yeah, started the whole thing without any dumbbells or anything. I think I bought a set of resistance bands that just helped me incorporate that with body weight, helped with squats, just simple motions here and there. And then as I got more comfortable with those movements, we started building in or purchasing those added tools, the dumbbells, um, kettlebells, and then that eventually blossomed into having a full system out in my garage that includes, a power rack that has the full barbell setup. Um, I think I probably have about 400 pounds of just plate weight out there that I can play with either on a pulley system or on the barbell, which has been huge for me. Um, and it's really cool to just kind of look back and be like, this is where I was, look at those exercises. And today I'm like, wow, like a child could do those versus what I'm doing today, where it's insane. Like my kids will walk out and be like, you moved that weight. And it
That's a
doesn't
good
seem,
feeling, I'm sure.
yeah, it's a super good feeling, especially when my kids try to lift it and they can't just yet, but they're, definitely a lot smaller than me. But
That's awesome. So, sounds like you were training at least a couple times a week, strength training. You were adding in cardio and doing all those type of things. Um, did you feel like there was any other benefits, like psychological or social benefits from the exercise that came in besides
um,
just the physical?
it's hard to say on the social benefits per se. I mean, I work from home, everybody sees just my face. Maybe the psychological more than social, because I wasn't out a lot. This is obviously, kind of near the end of the pandemic. Um, but I guess it helped me feel as I started to lose more weight and lose the inches, on my waist and my chest and my stomach. Um, Being able to fit in clothes that you could buy at a normal store, I think definitely helped with some of the social. You don't feel like everyone's looking at you, but 100% on the psychological. Having that
Right.
confidence, feel like I could go out, having the confidence to actually wear something that looked halfway decent, and then putting it on and looking at pictures that compared myself to then versus like say even 2, 3 years ago was huge.
Right. That's great. I really like how you said that there. So, it really seems like you've come a long way in the last couple of years. Like we said, you lost 90 pounds. You've gotten in much, much better health. What is it that you think is the most important thing you've learned about your health during this journey?
That it it'll fluctuate. Getting healthier is opened up some other doors for me to, address some other health concerns I might have had. I've had issues with my knee, and losing that weight actually made it possible for me to have corrective surgery on that, which has helped me with, even more with my mobility. I can walk a lot further now, a lot less pain, and I can do more activities that prior, I just thought was due to my weight, but they were due to other issues, probably compounded by the weight. But we were able to address those things because of the weight loss, and that's been huge for me.
Awesome. So just knowing that it's kind of like a big ball of yarn, and as you untangle it, there's going to be new things that you
Yep.
kind of have to work on, and that's great. Um, so then the last question that I have for you, thank you again for your time and sitting down and meeting with me, but um, like we said, you've done great. You've lost almost 100 pounds now. If you had one piece of advice to give to someone else who's about to start on their health journey, what would that be?
It's to not get weighed down with the little inconsistencies that you might see, like whether that's at the scale or just how you feel physically. You know, some foods don't always agree with you, and the next day they might. Looking at trends over time seemed to have been the biggest benefit for me at staying motivated in what I'm doing. You know, sometimes there's months that you don't see a lot of movement, but you might see, well, maybe not a lot of movement on the scale, but you might see movement and change on your measurements, whether it's bicep, chest, legs, calves, whatever. And being able to look at those over a longer time frame, whether that's say 6 weeks or 6 months or 12 months, that's something that really helps. You know, when you feel like you've lost focus and lost the motivation, is look at those journaled numbers that you might keep weekly, take pictures, you know, every month, so you can look back and see almost like a journal. Wow, this is where I was and this is where I am today, and it'll be amazing just to see that change you've made. Because you know, looking in the mirror today, I still see somewhat of a big guy, and that's okay, because looking at those photos I have, looking at the measurements, I was a much bigger guy. I don't feel like I'm out of breath. I have a lot more energy to just do the normal things in life, whether it's I guess just sitting at my desk or working in my yard. I'm not completely winded just doing simple tasks. So I guess the biggest thing is just, you know, just stay consistent. That's the biggest key, and then surround yourself with others who have that same kind of goal in mind, to keep you motivated, but also to help keep them motivated.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm really proud of you. It sounds like you've done a lot of great things, and I'm excited to see what this next year looks like. It seems like you still have some goals that are on their way, but thank you again. And hopefully, this information will be able to help someone else out, and
Yeah.
we'll just be able to, maybe build that community that you were just talking about and being there for other people. So awesome. It was great meeting with you.
All right, man.
Bye.